not really understanding from where I want to start, Mahabharata.
Mm,
So there are so many topics to cover. There are so many episodes of Mahabharata. So
mm,
I wanted to make it in a way from Ashwathama's point of view, little bit to
mm,
understand his personality also, because he is treated as a personality which is out and out a gray personality. So first of all, I want to
mm,
understand, every person has their own interpretation of Mahabharata, right? If
mm.
I have read Mahabharata and I have seen also the TV series of Mahabharata, so I have a different take on Mahabharata. Some other person might have another point of view. So I want to know your interpretation on Mahabharata.
Um, I don't know if I can say my interpretation or anything, but according to my understanding, what is Mahabharat? Mahabharat is a very sacred epic.
Mm,
People usually these days, I have seen them calling Mahabharata as mythology. But first of all, I want to let people know that it is not mythology. uh, Max Miller also tried to understand our scripture. Our scripture cannot be understood so easily with the knowledge. You need to have realization. Having knowledge is one, having wisdom is the other thing. And
mm,
wisdom comes only with realization. Like Max Miller tried to understand our history and called it as mythology. That is not
mm,
true. He called our deities as idol. That is also not true. He might be greatly knowledgeable, but he cannot have the wisdom. A wisdom can be given to only such people who have the realization in that particular topic. Everybody can talk about Bhagavad Gita. Everybody can talk about Mahabharata, but nobody can understand the intricacies of Mahabharata. When Mahabharata was written, according to me, it was written. It is a very divine subject. This divinity could be understood by those who are not divine, in the sense, for all the common people who wants to understand this divinity, this Mahabharata was written, and it is real. It is our history. It is epic. For example, they call it as mythology. Mythology should not be used at all. It is not myth. It is not the study of something about something that is not existing. It is existing. Yeah, it is there. Mahabharata
mm,
is there. Mahabharata is our history, and it was written for us to. It is a Shruti Jnana. They say it is a Shruti Jnana. So Mahabharata has been written for all of us to understand the divine qualities in the story format. See, there are so many Sanskrit shlokas and so many Sanskrit stories. But if everything is written in Sanskrit, common people in these days, today's generation, they cannot understand because we don't know Sanskrit that well.
yeah.
So Mahabharat, Maha means great, Bharat means India. What this about this great Bharat, India. This is the story of this great India. India is not pertaining to one kind of boundary or anything of that sort. India is vast, and this particular Mahabharat was it is not only the story between Kauravas and Pandavas. It is about the story of humanity. It is the story of where people were taught or people are taught by looking by reading about this that history. Reading about our history, we can get to know how people behaved in the time of adversity, how people made mistakes, and those mistakes need not be repeated in our today's life. So it is like our manual, you know.
Mm,
With every you get a manual. You buy an iPhone, you get a manual. You buy Android, you get a manual. You buy a TV, you get a manual. You buy a fridge, you get a manual. So Mahabharat is that epic which was written for us to understand about the divinity and to experience life as a whole. So to become a wonderful person, it's not only the makeup that we put that is important, but what
mm,
is inside our heart that is more important.
yeah.
The way we other people, that is more important. The way we are able to accommodate other people in the mid of the adversity that we are going through, that is important. These lessons can be learned by reading Mahabharata. It's not just the story of Kauravas and Pandavas. It's the story of Abhimanyu. It's the story of Uttara. It is the story of Karna. It is a story. It is a story of Bhima. It is a
Yeah.
story of Bhishmacharya. It is a story of Krishna. So, Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead. So, we have to know our history. This is our ancestral history. Mahabharata is not, for me, mythology. It is our ancestral history. This is my inheritance that has been given to me because I've taken birth in this supremely wonderful Bharat version. So, this is what is Mahabharata.
Absolutely.